have extreme anxiety in very mundane situations? Are you afraid that people are talking behind your back? Do you care a great deal about how other people perceive you and their opinions on you? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may be entitled to some compensation. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys how to stop overthinking. Yes, I know it is easier said than done because I too am an overthinker. I too have really bad anxiety, and I am a very, very anxious person, and the slightest type of interaction with humans in the real world makes me super nervous, and I do not want to have anything to do with it, even amongst my own family members. So trust me, I get it. I get it. But in this video, I'll be giving you some tips and tricks so you can hopefully overcome it or make it just a little less. So stay tuned.
I'm gonna be turning, keep holding me down. My baby says she wanna dance with the ghost. She wants to leave me, yeah.
Okay, so my number one trick is to breathe. Just breathe. I know people say that. I know it's cliche, but I promise you it works. There's like this method on the internet that you can look up where you inhale for so many seconds, hold it, and then exhale for so many seconds. There's some type of method on the internet you can look up. I don't really know it off the top of my head. But I promise, if you feel yourself getting anxious or nervous, or just breathe. Breathe, breathe. I promise you, breathing will help. This helps me in many situations to kind of, and if anything, it helps slow down my heart rate at least. Because you know when you get really anxious, your heart starts like beating really, really fast. So if anything, it helps me to slow down my heart rate so I at least don't feel as anxious. My second tip would to be put things into perspective. If you really think about it, the entire Earth, the planets that we are living on, the floating rock, the Earth, it is so huge. There are 7 billion people on the planet, probably more by now, I don't know. But last time I checked, it was 7 billion people on this planet. And if you think about like the oceans and like just the land we have on Earth, we are literally one tiny little speck on this planet. If you really think about that, we are pretty much very insignificant beings on this planet. It may seem like our lives are so important and we're like, everyone's looking at us and counting on us, but when you really put things into perspective, we're very insignificant. So don't stress. Don't stress. Third tip would be to not let people get into your head. And by that, I mean, when's the last time you thought about somebody that did something embarrassing or that you didn't like, or whatever the case may be? When you really think about it, people don't think about other people that often. And if you do, seek help, because why do you care so much about other people? But people really don't think about other people that often enough to bring them up all the time. Or remember when she did, remember? I promise you, nobody remembers, nobody cares about you enough. And that's another thing. A lot of people think they're so much more important than they are. No offense, you are important. You matter, all of that good stuff. But you're not that important for people to bring you up all the time and just talk mess about you behind your back, especially if you did nothing. If you know you haven't crossed these people or wronged these people in any kind of way, then I promise you, they're not talking about you behind your back. They don't care. They probably don't even remember the conversation that they had with you. If any case, that's with me. When people be like, oh, remember when this happened? I don't. The only time I think about a person is if they were mean to me, rude in any kind of way, or yeah. So if you know you weren't rude to someone or mean to someone, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, those people probably forgot the conversation 2 seconds after you left their presence. Like, truthfully. Like I said, I know it's super hard to not think that way and not overthink and think, oh, everything is falling apart. I get it. I'm there. I'm not 100% not there. I'm there. But I promise you, if you think about these tips that I gave you, then everything will start to just become lesser and lesser, and you won't be so overwhelmed, and you won't be so like worried about what people think. But at the same time, if you feel like you need to seek out medical attention, like a therapist or a psychiatrist, I would do that. I 100% recommend therapy for everyone. I am a huge advocate for therapy. I think every single human being on this planet needs therapy. I don't care what anybody says. I think therapy is super important. So if you feel like you need to talk to someone about it, like on a professional level, someone you don't know personally, I highly recommend going to therapy. If you know you have anxiety, I highly recommend getting diagnosed and getting the proper medication that you need. So I feel like that plus the tips that I gave you will help you put things into perspective and realize it's not that serious. It's not that big of a deal. Everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. Just breathe. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.